You know what's not canceled? Anything on CTS.
Nice.
We're not Max.
We don't have a Zaslav.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome back to Coming This Summer. Man, the axe fell this week at a bunch of networks because it's the new year. You know, we're just a couple months removed from the strike being over. They're realigning all of their, processes and
Out with the old, in with the new,
We're talking about our flag means death, which now I will say, and I'll die on this hill, the best 2-season show of all time.
Yeah.
You will not convince me.
Nope.
A limited run show. I have never enjoyed a show more. I've never been laughing and crying and felt like I have watching that show. Sincerely.
This news is like bittersweet.
It's like, it is.
Because it's like it makes that finale so fucking good.
It does, but they had a 3 season
But there's
plan.
more story to tell.
Let them finish 8 more. You couldn't give 8 more episodes and let them do that. The big
And they're not
fight
long.
the pirates.
They're like 30-minute episodes.
No. That's like a 2-hour movie. You couldn't give
You
us...
have all the sets still. I'm sure all the actors want
That's
to be
why I'm
involved.
heartbroken. One more season. I didn't want 20 seasons. I wanted him to finish the last plot points they had set up. You're right, it does end where you don't need to. You can assume that they go do
there
their
are
thing.
things left open.
But there were things left to do.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad to see it go.
You're right, it's
but
bittersweet. You're right. I mean, they wrap it up, and it, to me, it's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that
Like, they
show.
didn't need to do more. I needed more maybe for plot-wise, but, if they didn't do what they did in the last finale, then I'd be like, you fuckers! You fuckers!
Yeah, they gave us that last 2-minute scene to really... I feel like they knew they had a bad feeling.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
But before that, you're like, oh, we're going to get to go have this huge pirate war, and they're going to end it all. It may be better because they probably would have ended up killing off one of them. In
That's
the
what I
finale.
mean. So it's like,
I'm
okay,
gonna- they're-
nope,
yep.
I'm gonna leave it to my
Everybody's
imagination.
happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, until they're not.
The package.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I know we shit on Warner Brothers a lot and Zaslav, but he makes it really easy.
He makes it super easy.
Like, we're not even trying.
super easy. Yeah, barely an inconvenience.
And then he says things like, this was yesterday, and I forgot to message you this. He says, man, one of my main goals is I really hope we get to make Edge of Tomorrow 2 with Tom Cruise. Now, look, that movie's great, but, you're what?
Wow.
That's your priority?
Well, coming off the news that Tom Cruise is... Oh, he just came to Warner Brothers, right? Because he's not at Paramount
Yeah,
anymore.
so now he wants to... But
Edge of Tomorrow, too. Yeah.
that's...
Yeah, not that Scoop movie I canceled, or Batgirl, or Our Flag Means Death, the shows and movies people want and love. Edge of Tomorrow 2.
Yeah, and that movie only did
the
okay.
movie that doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah.
And that we renamed 8 times.
8 times because we couldn't...
And we settled on Edge of Tomorrow, the most cliche name ever.
This one's not a Warner Brothers, but American Born Chinese, which was just debuted
Disney
on
Plus
Disney
show,
Plus.
yeah.
It has I'm forgetting her name now from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, her
I just
show.
rewatched that movie. It's
yeah.
so good.
It was everybody loved it. Critics loved it. It debuted pretty good numbers. Disney already kneecapped it. It literally just debuted. But
it's
he
been
said
everywhere.
that Disney said that the viewership numbers for them for the budget were too low,
All
which now
right.
makes you go, really? Because you sunk $200 million in Secret Invasion.
Oh, and Percy Jackson cost $18 million
an episode. So
that's weird.
how much did that show cost?
That's
then?
weird. Probably not $18 million an episode.
I bet you they make another 3 seasons of that Percy Jackson show. Other shows that are ending have been announced. Yellowstone's done.
Yeah.
The final is coming out in November.
The best original streaming show.
Let's not get into that again. That one I think is more ending because Kevin Costner and money and things like that with all that's going on. Netflix announced just a couple weeks ago that You was ending.
Yeah, I don't think that's a canceled though. They're like ending.
Well, yeah,
it,
they're just
right?
announcing ending or cancel.
Okay. That one's naturally ending.
Right.
Yeah. I
The
didn't
final
watch that bit
season
of-
is in the back half of this year.
Okay.
Curb Your Enthusiasm ends next month.
Holy shit.
We'll have a review for that.
And they do weekly on that, right?
Mhm.
Instead of one drop. Yeah.
Yeah. And it starts
Damn.
February 4th, so we're just a couple weeks
You
away.
know they're not going to do some big climax. It's just
No, he's just
going to
die some stupid way.
Or
I
it's
think
just
he
gonna
dies.
End like
or
every
just
other
ends.
season. Yeah.
One of the rumors were, I don't know if it was this last season, the season before the original ending, he like slips and falls into a swimming pool and gets electrocuted or something. Like just a real generic like, oh, I got the light bulb, I shouldn't be. Larry, don't do that. Like that would be a realistic way his character. So I'm super excited to see how that
I'd
ends.
be so happy if it was something that
Just the dumbest way
absurd.
possible to die, slips down the stairs, makes a racist comment and fall. You know what I mean? Just a Larry David.
Cut to the whole cast at the funeral. Boom. Credits. Roll credits.
Just
Done.
shaking their head, like that's bam, 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 and then it rolls out. That's probably how it's going to end.
As they're lowering the coffin.
That's probably the final scene, and he's probably like, someone guessed it. Come back to this if that's the final scene. What We Do in the Shadows, another...
I haven't started that, so I'm glad it's
I was
ending
waiting.
so I can...
That's another Taika Waititi show that's produced that's ending.
Okay.
The final season will be dropped this year too.
Okay.
Umbrella Academy that ends in the next couple months.
Yeah,
the
I
final
finished
season.
Umbrella Academy, and I thought it was over. And then they're like, another season, and I'm like,
Oh.
how? Why? How? But why? But how? But why? I'm
Because money.
like, I guess that is true. Money does exist. Yeah.
The Good Doctor, which is on Hulu, which I thought used to be on.
It's like an NBC show.
NBC or
Why is
CBS
that
or
not on
something?
Peacock? Yeah, maybe a pre-existing.
Maybe they moved it
deal.
over to Hulu or
I
whatever.
don't know. Good.
So that last season is February 20th, and Cobra Kai has officially started shooting
Woo.
this week.
Woo.
Final season.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
That
Until
will
the movie.
debut around Christmas time, allegedly.
Okay.
And then we have the movie announced
The
now where
Karate
they're
Kid
blending
movie.
the.
Which is next year, right? 2025,
I
think they
believe
said?
so.
Yeah.
The Jackie Chan universe into the regular Karate Kid universe.
Yeah.
So that's some of the big things that we're most pissed about. Our flag means death. Out of all
Yeah.
these shows, I really think
I think I was more upset before we started talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, but they did end it pretty good.
they
so
did. You're right. It's a bittersweet thing. I wanted one more season. I hoped and prayed. I mean, it was like it was like a #1 show. It was in their top 10 for like the first month it was out. So like, give us a movie.
It's got
Give
like
us
a
a 2-hour battle.
4% on Rotten Tomatoes and like Metacritic and all these whatever.
Zaslav!